Hi, Mark here. It is Monday, July the 28th, 10 a.m. Eastern, US session underway. And let's have a look how the US dollar is performing. Let's start on the US dollar index, daily time frame. And you see a very strong start to the week from the US dollar index. I've got support at 97.24, resistance all the way up at 98.12. Strong push from the US dollar index. If I look at the hourly, there you can see uh, an attempt at selling the US dollar index. Sellers stepped in very briefly a couple of hours ago. US dollar buyers stepped right back in and looking up here at 98.12 resistance. If there is going to be a turnaround to dollar weakness and things turn around during the US session, it would be off this level that we would start to see the sell-off. But for now, strong US dollar and buyers firmly in control. Let's have a look at the majors. I'm starting on the Euro US. Very strong sell-off in the Euro US. Sell-off meaning selling Euro, buying US as a US dollar strength all the way. I've got resistance at $1.1770. I've got support at $1.1627. Well over 130 pip move already. Testing sellers, testing this 116.27, not quite sure how much further that can go, bearing in mind this how strong the push already has been. Let's just zoom in on the hourly. There you can see that support level. If buyers are going to step in, buyers of Euro, sellers of US, I believe it would be at this level, and buyers would be looking firstly at the $1.17 and higher, but sellers in control, selling Euro, buying US, certainly to start the US session. Let's have a look at the pound. Also US strength, there's the red candlestick, selling pound, buying US, not as strong as the euro. We've got resistance at 134.53, support at 134.02, slight wickets left behind. That would be buyers of pound fighting back, buying pound, selling US dollar. Let's have a look at the hourly. Attempted a few hours ago, but there's the big red candlestick, which is selling pound, buying US dollar strength, sitting now at $1.3418. Sellers of pound, buyers of US will be looking down at the $1.34 level. Buyers of pound, sellers of US looking up at the 134.53 resistance area. Let's have a look at the US dollar yen. Also US dollar strength, like we've seen on the other two majors. I've got support at 147.47. I've got resistance at 148.44. That's a 100 pip move already. US dollar strength, slight wickets left behind here. We'll see if there is any sell-off. There's the sell-off from this resistance area, came down below the 148, but US buyers have stepped back in the past hour, and buyers will be looking up here at the 148.44. Sellers of US, buyers of yen would be looking down here at the 147.47 support area. Let's have a look at US dollar Canadian. US dollar to strength, not to the same extent as the European currencies or the yen, but we have support here at 136.89, just below the 137 level, and resistance up at 137.42. But here you do see a wick it's left behind. That would be selling US, buying Canadian. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see Canadian is fighting back against the US. Sellers of US buyers of Canadian will be looking below $1.37, looking to come and test the 136.89 area. US dollar strength, buying US, selling Canadian, will be looking up at the 137.42 area. So certainly US dollar strength to start and being maintained against the euro, but you can see that the Canadian is certainly fighting back, the pound is fighting back. We've got resistance and support levels to work with. Keep that discipline, and I will see you at the end of the session.